play football when he was small, always talk football and play football. After a while it was cars in the beginning, but after 3-4 years it was always football. But I think he noticed self that I'm not so good player. If I want to be a professional football player, it will be tough for me. It's better for me to find another way, and it's the coach way. When we as parents come to school, they always say that he was a little bit quiet and he wanted to speak in front of people. That was really tough, but that really shows if you really love something and you follow that way, what could happen. I'm most proud of the courage to take the challenge. If you compare to me, I was also a coach, but I stayed here in Norrköping all the time. But he has been so determined to work to reach this position. Kim, he started education to be a school teacher, but after half a year he came and said that this is not me. I have to try the other way. Even if I don't have any money now, I have to see how the best coaches, how they work, how they play, and try to find a new way for me to work on this way.
I think the first time that I not heard about him, but the first time that I really thought that, okay, maybe this is something special. I remember when Rickard Norling, the former Norrköping manager, he was praising Kim a lot during his time in Norrköping, speaking about how extremely intelligent as a coach, as a coach developing players, helping Rickard in Norrköping. So I think Rickard's words were, that was the spark, or at least for me. Most people following Swedish football actually knew about Kim from Norrköping as well, but yeah, they heard that there's a talented coach and stuff like that. But then he showed what he got in Värnamo, in Allsvenskan, and of course then people started to talk about him more and more. And at the point where Hammarby recruited him that winter, it felt like he was the coach that everyone wanted in Sweden. He was the main target.
His work in Värnamo was, of course, the thing that would stand out for us when we decided to work with him ahead of the 24 season. They played that brand of football that they did on a rather poor grass field in a city in the middle of nowhere. That was something that stand out. Värnamo, Kim and David did an extraordinary work in getting a lot out of a rather average group of players. They played a beautiful brand of football that connects very well to the idea of how we want Hammarby teams to play.
Great anticipation, because he had done really well with Värnamo, who's like a really small Swedish side. He got them, I think, up to 5th in the league, which is like outperforming the budget by a lot. And he was basically the number one target for like any team looking for a manager. And then we managed to get him in the turn of the year 2023-2024, and I think everyone was excited to see what he could bring. To be fair, the first 10 or so games under him at Hammarby were a bit shaky, so then the doubts really started to creep in. But after that rocky start, things got better really quickly.
Early days in both Värnamo and Hammarby, he had some challenges when it came to the defensive, the defensive part of the play, because in some way, or in the first period, both in Värnamo and Hammarby, they looked quite vulnerable defensively. But then, he managed to develop the team, and he showed that he's able to develop the team over a longer period and make it a successful one.
We did not succeed with that kind of football. We didn't get the results and the performances that we were looking for. But of course, if you train hard as hell, as we did, as the players did, as the coaching staff did, eventually you will get there.
And in the beginning of Hammarby, we tried to play a new way of playing, and there was not winning any training camps at a game, so it was tough in the beginning. I think he believed in himself, in his way to play, so that's the way to overcome it. Even if a lot of people think, shouldn't you be a little bit more careful there, but he followed his way. But I think also after some years, you learn a lot of things, so he's much better now than he was for 2 or 3 years ago, of course.
The football that he was playing was really, geared to the strengths of the team, but without giving up on his ideology, his principles as a manager. He has certain ideas and principles for how football should be played, and he keeps to them, as much as he can, but there's some level of pragmatism as well.
As a coach, he wants to dominate and want to control his team's destiny rather than relying on the mistake of the opponent. And I think that connects very well to what kind of club we are, with a huge fan base and an atmosphere, even if we are playing away from home, that is dominant. We also need a team that dominates what's happening on the field. And the easiest way to do that is to have the ball and get the ball back as soon as you possibly can when you don't have it.
The way that he's been so successful combining the fact that he can control the game with possession, but also being able to create a team that's good when it comes to transitions, counterattacks, winning the ball back and attacking directly in a more direct way.
I mean, he's obviously very intelligent tactically and so, but he's not just, someone who's only studied tactics and formations. He knows both how players work, this psychology aspect, but I think even more importantly how the fans work.
The most important thing is still the leadership, what you can do to the lads, how they feel about you. That's about 70%, and 30% is still that the football knowledge.
I would say that Kim is a part of a new generation of football workers that is obsessed not with data but in development and pushing your limits in order to get the most out of the organization, the group of people that you're working with.
He picked some players to Hammarby, which is from Värnamo and around Stockholm, and educate them, and they are now really good players in the Allsvenskan. So that's the mentality he's had.
We've been pretty fascinated by the fact that he's been able to develop players, for example, in Hammarby, that maybe the supporters didn't expect anything from at the point, and then he came in, developed them, maybe changed the role a bit, or help them in their development, and suddenly they were top players in Allsvenskan, and players that you wouldn't believe being a top player in Allsvenskan. So he's been he's got some surprises when it comes to individual players.
Like life, football is up and down. There's going to be some defeats. But the best you can do as a coach is to feel that you are doing your work very well, and the people around you, the other coaches and the players and the board and everyone, they see that you are doing your best, and that's what you can do. If you're unlucky, there's something that's going to happen.
He's really showing his potential now, that you can understand why we wanted him in the first place and why you guys wanted him as well. And I think, if I were a Middlesbrough fan, I'd be very, very lucky. That would be my feeling, and also hopeful for the future. there was an initial feeling of disappointment that when he left, although there was also some sort of acceptance. Like obviously Middlesbrough is a club with much larger resources and maybe even, knock on wood, playing in the Premier League next year. Of course, that's an opportunity. Like there haven't been many coaches from Sweden that have, been able to transition to European football. Of course,
it's still a huge move for Kim and for Swedish football. We had the likes of Graham Potter. He went to Swansea. We also had Jimmy Tillin going to Aberdeen. But yeah, I think that Marti Cifuentes, of course, also going from Hammarby to Queens Park Rangers. So there's been quite some examples, but now it's the first Swedish guy going to Championship and actually to a club that has the possibility of promoting to the Premier League next year.
He was very clear to which kind of club he wanted to go to, how they should play. So as I see the results so far, I think he made the right choice. So you can say the sky is you can reach the sky, but you have to take some step on the way. So I think it will be perfect.
Seeing that he's performing at this level as of now in Middlesbrough, you realize that okay, maybe he's actually too good for the Swedish league. Maybe he actually he deserves and needs to manage on a higher level.
Every Swedish football supporter is in some way following the steps of Kim Hellberg. Of course, there's some big rivalries in this town with AIK and Djurgården. Maybe they don't cheer for Kim, but at least the majority of the Swedish football supporters are following his steps.
I think I've seen the game. The first half has been fantastic, and it's really nice to see Middlesbrough how they play, and good players, really good players. So it will be exciting. So now I look forward to every Saturday to see them play. Like you, I suppose we hope for promotion. That will be fantastic, but it could even be next year. But a promotion is the club's goal, and I know that's Kim's goal too.